Hi, everyone. Hope you're having a great day and a great week. Today, we're going to be talking about Hamnet. This movie came out last year, but I just found out about it recently and I just saw it for the first time. And as a Shakespeare fan, I figured I should talk about it. Okay, so what this movie's about, and not to be confused with Hamlet, Hamlet is a play written by William Shakespeare. Hamnet is about William Shakespeare's son who, spoilers, died. And um, it gave Shakespeare the idea to write Hamlet. So this is a movie about that. So that's Shakespeare right there. And that's his wife, Agnes or Anne. Her name is usually believed to be Anne, but in this movie they call her Agnes. Maybe Anne is short for Agnes. I don't know. So yeah, so this movie starts with William Shakespeare and Agnes as they're supposed to be teenagers, but they're clearly like 30 years old. But yeah, they meet as teenagers. And Agnes is this like free spirit, like she's like seen as weird, quote unquote, because she believes in like magic and stuff, and she believes in like healing people with magic and stuff. So William Shakespeare meets her, he falls in love with her, and they get together and they get married and they have three kids. And um basically the movie's about we see them as a family for a while, and then at the end the son dies and William Shakespeare creates Hamnet. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna be honest, this movie was kind of boring. It wasn't terrible, but it was kind of boring. Nothing, it wasn't really that eventful. We see a little bit of Shakespeare's family. We see like his parents and stuff. We see a little bit of Agnes's family. We see them as a married couple and their married life. So yeah. So first, let's talk about the good things because this movie did have a lot of good things. So first of all, the acting was amazing. Everyone did an amazing job, particularly the woman who played Agnes. I thought she did a really great job. Um, the actor for Shakespeare was great. The kids were great. Everyone in this movie did a really good job acting. Um, they it was interesting to see the play because like at the end of the movie they show a little bit of Hamlet right after Shakespeare wrote it, and it's supposed to be like a tribute to his son, and I thought they did a good job portraying that because then like Agnes is in the audience and she's watching it and you can feel her emotion seeing it, and you can see Shakespeare's emotion as it's being performed. And yeah, so that was really good. um And also, Hamlet is my favorite Shakespeare play, so it was nice to see part of that play being performed in the movie. And the kid who played the actor playing Hamlet was Noah Jupe, who was in Wonder, which is a really good movie. Um, so yeah, there's that. Okay, let's talk about the bad now. So, like I said, this movie is pretty boring. Not a lot happened. We didn't really get to see Shakespeare as a writer very much. We did at the beginning. He's telling Agnes about like a Greek myth, and the way he's describing it shows his skills as a storyteller, which is good foreshadowing. And I thought the actor did a really good job with that. And then there are a few points where we see him sitting at his desk writing, but we don't really see too much about that because I mean, I guess the story's more about his wife than him, so that makes sense. But still, I would have liked to see a little bit more of him writing. Um, we do get to see him like out of town a lot because it's established that he's going out of town to perform his plays and stuff. So I guess that's something. I guess that shows how his writing affects his family life. But again, we didn't really see him writing very much. Um, to be honest, I don't really have a lot to say about this movie. Oh, something else I liked was so Shakespeare and Agnes have three kids. They have a daughter named Judith, and then they have twins named Hamnet and Susanna. When Hamnet and Susanna were being born, Susanna almost died. So wait, hang on. No, wait. Sorry. I think Susanna is the older. Yeah, sorry. Susanna is the older daughter. Judith is the younger daughter. So Hamnet and Judith are twins. So when Hamnet and Judith were born, Judith almost died, but luckily she survived. And ever since then, Agnes has been afraid of Judith dying. And then years later, when they're kids, Judith gets scarlet fever. And Agnes is worried about her dying, and she's trying to, like, fix her, like, with the magic and stuff. And they all assume that she's gonna die. So Hamnet decides, I want to die with her. I want to die with my twin sister. So he lays next to her to get scarlet fever so that he'll die too. But unfortunately, Judith gets better and Hamnet gets scarlet fever and he winds up dying. So it's like Romeo and Juliet. It's just like Romeo and Juliet where um, Juliet Romeo thinks Juliet is dead, so he kills himself, but then he finds out that she's alive, and then he dies anyway. So it's kind of like that. I don't know if that was on purpose, but yeah, that was a good parallel. Um, it was really sad to see Hamnet die. The actress who played Agnes, did a really good job portraying a grieving mother. And yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say about it. Overall, I would give it like a 6 out of 10. I probably would have given it a 5 out of 10 if it weren't for that scene. Like before, like the scene at the end where they perform the play, I think that added to it a little bit. Otherwise, I would have given it a 5 out of 10. But yeah, 6 out of 10. So what do you think about this movie? Was it good? What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Talk about it in the comments and see you next time. Bye.